Hi! Do you remember how your first date was? For me, it was terrible. I'm Demi, and this is not only my story, but please like and subscribe before I share this magical story.
I was born in an ordinary city full of ordinary people, and so were my parents. My mother is a salesperson, while my father is a chef. My parents love me very much and always do everything I wish for. So when I said, I want to have a sibling, they really gave a little brother. I still remember how excited I was when I heard that I was going to have a little brother. I even named him after my favorite Tom and Jerry movie. I had always hoped that Jerry would be a smart and brave boy. When I first saw Jerry, he looked exactly like I imagined. He has the same hair and eye color as me. If I let him wear my old clothes, he looks just like me. The only problem was that Jerry didn't seem happy at all. He doesn't smile, doesn't talk, and doesn't cry either. Sometimes, I even think Jerry is a doll that can't move its hands or feet. Only its eyes can move. Not only did I find it strange, but my parents also realized that Jerry was not like other kids.
One day, they decided to take Jerry to the doctor. It was then we found out that he was autistic. Oh no! What should we do? How can our lovely Jerry be like that? My mother could not accept the truth. She cried a lot. My father was very angry. He drank all day and didn't care about going to work anymore. My parents argued about Jerry all the time, leading to a divorce soon after. Jerry and I got to stay with our mother, but raising two kids at the same time was just too much for her. Mom had to take a lot of extra work, so she was often away from home. So I became Jerry's second mother. Taking care of an autistic child like Jerry is not difficult. He doesn't mess with anything, and he doesn't even care about me at all. He seems to be stuck in a place where he is alone. No one or anything can affect him. So, except for not being able to go to school, I feel that Jerry is better off than other boys. My hobby is reading books out loud, so only Jerry can stand me. If only my friends were as quiet as you. They are so noisy that I can never concentrate on reading. They just like talking about cute guys and some stupid boy bands. Jerry never answers me, but I always have the feeling that he hears every word I say. I was so used to Jerry's existence that I didn't see any difference until a third person appeared in our lives one day. I still remember it was a nice sunny day. I was reading a book in the schoolyard when a young man approached.
Hi, what are you reading?
It was a stranger. I saw the literature club badge on his shirt and I said, I don't have time for any club.
You're funny. I just want to be friends with you.
He suddenly placed a wild flower on my book.
For you.
He made me blush. It was the first time someone gave me flowers and smiled so gently. Then we started getting to know each other. His name is Finn, the head of the literature club. He's super good and studying, and he's also a very romantic person. Not only does he often give me flowers, but he also writes a lot of love letters to me. So, I quickly fell in love with Finn and agreed to go on a date with him. The first date was a small picnic at the park. I prepared the food and he brought the books that he chose for me. Everything was going perfectly until he brought me home. When we got to the gate in front of my house, we held hands and looked into each other's eyes. You can understand that a goodbye kiss isn't a big deal, right? But my brother didn't think so. He angrily rushed out and knocked Finn over. Before Finn could understand what was happening, my brother was sitting on him, punching and kicking. Stop, Jerry! Don't do that! I had to use all my strength to pull Jerry away from Finn while he was screaming nonstop.
Ow! That really hurts! Why did your brother hit me?
I'm sorry. There must have been some misunderstanding. I wanted to explain, but Jerry pulled away from me and lunged at Finn. He was scared, so he immediately got into his car and drove away. When it was only me left, Jerry was completely obedient. He automatically went inside the house without saying a word. What's wrong, Jerry? Didn't I tell you already? Finn is my boyfriend, not a stranger. And even if he was a stranger, you are not allowed to act like that. I tried to explain, but Jerry didn't listen. He started to stand facing the wall and then suddenly hit his head against it like a woodpecker. Oh no, don't do that. Your forehead will turn red. I hugged Jerry to comfort him. After a while, he calmed down and sat down to play by himself. When I went to school the next day, Finn was acting strange. He kept avoiding me. At the end of the class, I asked him to talk privately outside. I'm sorry. My brother didn't mean to hit you.
No need to apologize. I know that your brother is autistic.
Then you can sympathize.
No, Demi, I don't think we're right for each other.
Finn didn't give me a chance to say another word and turned his head away. Since then, we never spoke to each other again. You know, I can understand why he wants to break up. But the thing is, it didn't take a long time before the whole school knew that I have an autistic brother. Everyone started talking behind my back.
Poor Demi. Does she have to take care of that autistic brother for the rest of her life?
Do you think autism is hereditary? Maybe Demi has autism too.
It sounds scary. Is autism contagious? I don't want to be in the same class as her.
That's right. I will infect you with autism and make your flat brain disappear.
I scared him and made him go white with fear. It was pretty fun at first, but soon after, I realized that everyone was slowly distancing themselves from me. But I didn't mind because I don't like studying very much. Kids my age are too childish. The only person I feel is mature enough is Finn, but he is the one spreading rumors behind my back. But being isolated brought more trouble than I expected. Once, I was sick, so I had to take a day off. And that day, the teacher gave us homework. When I went back to school, no one told me about it. By the time I found out, there was only one day left before I had to turn in my work for the teacher. Needless to say, I started to panic. The enormous amount of work completely exhausted me. Little Jerry was totally clueless. He still enjoyed playing on his own as always. But when I started to cry, he stared at me. I'm fine. It's just too much homework. Jerry crawled closer to me, suddenly raising his hand to touch my cheek. He looked distraught. These are tears. They come when people cry because of sadness or fear. Sometimes, even because of happiness. Little Jerry couldn't understand my feelings right now, but he knew how to solve my problems. I couldn't believe my eyes when Jerry solved the first math problem. He didn't even need a calculator. Somehow, he remembered formulas that I was still confused about. Whoa! I know you heard me. You memorized all the books I read aloud in front of you, right? Oh my God! My brother is a genius! Autistic, but still a genius. Jerry solved all the problems in my homework, saving me from the prospect of being punished by the teacher. I even showed it to my mother, but she didn't believe me. I tried giving the homework to Jerry, but he refused to help me with the homework. But I was still happy. I wanted to help Jerry further develop his talent. I bought a lot of books and read them to Jerry, from literature to science, all kinds. I tried reading all of them in front of Jerry, and he only responded with one. Do you like computers? We don't have a computer at home, but I can bring you to a crowded places. Or could we buy one? But it was too expensive. I asked my mom, but she shook her head. So I decided to get a part-time job. I wanted to be a great sister and give Jerry everything he needs. After walking around the city, I finally found an ideal job at a tech shop. Working here, I get paid and they give discounts for employees. If I want to buy a computer for Jerry, that's a plus. The only problem is that I have to work with Corey. When I first met him, I was pretty scared of him. Corey wears a lot of earrings, dyes his hair, and dresses like a gangster. And I've heard that he dropped out of school a long time ago.
I don't hit women.
I didn't say you would hit a woman.
That just wrote on your face. Come on, it's just only my appearance. I am a good guy. We work together, and you can't avoid me forever.
He was right. Maybe my attitude wasn't so good. But very quickly, I realized my attitude got much better. Corey followed me around wherever I went, no matter what I was doing. He helped me with a lot of things, so I was grateful to him. But I couldn't stand when he stared at me every second during our lunch break. Hey, could you please leave me alone?
Oh, sorry. It's because you're so pretty. I can't take my eyes off you.
My cheeks were hot and Corey was smiling brightly as sunshine. No, Demi, you mustn't fall into Corey's trap. You came here to make money to buy a computer for Jerry, not to flirt with boys. Stop it. I'm not into you.
Why? Is there a problem with me? Have you heard some ridiculous rumor?
No. Actually, I'm the one with a problem. Before I could say anything about Jerry, a customer entered the shop. Worse, that person was Finn. He saw the half-eaten loaf in my hand, so he mistook me for a guest. Corey and I stood very close.
Well, did you find a new target recently, Demi?
What do you mean?
Be careful. If you don't want to get some crazy illness, don't go near her.
Finn didn't notice, but I saw Corey's fist tightening. Finn didn't even stop and continued to slander me.
You and Demi won't go well. She has to raise her useless brother for the rest of her life. Who wants to be stuck in a family which has someone with the brain disease?
Before I could stop, Corey punched Finn hard. Finn couldn't even stand Jerry's tiny fist. How could he fight a tall, strong Corey? But this time, I didn't even bother to stop him. If I wasn't afraid of damaging things in the shop, I would have kicked him a few times too. After beating badly, Finn no longer dared to show his face in the shop. He didn't even dare to look at me or talk bad about me at school. Thanks to this, Corey and I became closer, but we were still just friends. Finn may be an asshole, but he was not entirely wrong. Maybe I'll have to take care of Jerry for the rest of my life. I shouldn't have a relationship with anyone. I don't want to bother other people. One day, I finally saved enough money. I happily bought the computer back for Jerry, but he wasn't home. I was afraid to search everywhere. Jerry can't go to the crowded places. He can't even tell the difference in directions. Where could he go? Or was he kidnapped? When I reached the park, I suddenly found Jerry sitting with Corey. And that smile? I never knew Jerry could laugh so happy like that. Why are you here? Jerry didn't answer me like usual. He just stared at the laptop on Corey's lap.
Is it your brother?
Yes, Jerry, you should have stayed at home. What are you two doing? Corey was surprised. He told me about seeing Jerry in the park every morning when I was busy going to school. So you take care of Jerry every time he comes here?
Actually, I don't do much. I'm just here coding, and the brother likes to watch until he's ready to go home.
Turns out, you're the reason why Jerry suddenly became interested in computers. I told Corey why I was working a part-time and he was shocked.
Your brother is a genius.
I know.
No, you don't know. I would give everything in the world for my brother to be half of yours.
Really? You make me feel better. Corey looked into my eyes, and when I thought he wanted to kiss me, he said,
I don't mind if you want me to teach Jerry how to program.
I don't want to bother you.
If Jerry is also my little brother, I don't mind. You know what I mean, right?
Corey put his hand over Jerry's eyes and quickly landed a kiss on my cheek. My cheeks were hot again, and I felt like I was about to cry. Jerry looked up at me, but he didn't look worried anymore. He knew I was not in trouble. I was just extremely happy.